Wow. What an absolute banger, by the way. I forgot all about that tune until just now.
It's a throwback, eh?
It's a proper throwback.
Yeah.
I found it interesting that you said that it was a proper retro tune. Like, anyone over the age of like fucking 29 is going to be like, what are you talking about, you absolute nonce? So,
I mean, that song literally takes me back, like first years of college as well.
Sure.
Like Wiz Khalifa, all those albums and all these songs, like When I'm Gone and, Cameras and Other Rooftops. And
aye, of course.
we were always playing these songs. It was like the song of college, basically.
Right.
And I think that really takes us then, or this song takes me back to where I was when I was essentially starting out smoking weed as well.
Very different time, very different person from
Yeah.
who you are now, I suppose.
Like, where everything was new, we had come from school in like a very regimented way of life. Everything's planned out and your timetables. Moving across, having like all that independence and freedom. I was, 16, 17, finding new like independence as I was starting to drive as well. And then, alcohol and everything was flowing in, wanting to go out. But yeah, I mean, that song reminds me of the times when, me and my mates would meet up and everything would be a laugh. Everyone would, smoke. You'd have all I would say like the positive sides of smoking of, Nick's in the corner with the munchies and, Ollie can't stop giggling and stuff like this. And,
Sure.
That's, I think, how my problems with weed essentially began.
Okay.
Because it started, just like yourself, with alcohol, it's like that social thing.
Absolutely.
But then I started finding that using weed really helped me with other things of my life. I mean, it was only last year that I found out I had ADHD. So, my mind runs a lot and is quite busy a lot of the time. So I found like, weed obviously helped me slow down, but most importantly, helped me to go to sleep.
Okay.
I think that was a big thing for me, actually.
And so was that something that you found out when you were younger? When you say you starting off weed and smoking at, 14 you said?
Yeah, that was like dabbling, I suppose, like not like properly. I would say the biggest time was, 17, 18. And that's when I was like I said, I had that independence, so I could like go where I wanted, I could do what I wanted. And that's where I found myself doing a lot of the time. Going out to smoke, I would obviously hiding things from especially my parents who are still living at home.
Sure.
So yeah, going out, smoking a lot, and then essentially telling myself that I need this to sleep as well. It's not just a social thing anymore, but I need this to sleep. And I think that's where things started to get into my head that, okay, like I'm just sort of more dependent on this, That was my first long list, let's say, of excuses, what I would tell myself. I need this to sleep.
Wow. Okay. That's a really good backstory for a lot of our listeners. And obviously we're going to get a lot more into your, I guess, struggles, perhaps, is maybe the right word. Your experience, certainly, with weed, with smoking. And at such a young age, that just shows you the vulnerability that you must have had growing up with your group of friends, not knowing kind of what you wanted to do with your life yet, which is also a beautiful thing, I think, having this unknown, having this sort of freedom, this energy that you want to spend on things. So have you got another?
I've got a great song to take us on from this. And, I'll talk more about it after the song's been played, but it's all about where the situation you put yourself in, basically, is how it's going to impact you and your way of thinking.
Sure.
And that's why I want to play this next song. This next song is Dave, and it's called Environment.
Banging.
Let's give it a listen.